Welcome to European Railway issue number 59, the DVD magazine for the continental enthusiast. In this programme, we travel to Austria to study traction on the main line north of Graz, along the route of the River Mur. The route southwest of Paris towards Chartres is our next feature, with a variety of motive power on offer. We journey to Switzerland to take a look at the 750mm gauge Waldenburgerbahn. A study of trains and traction to be found on a main line between Mannheim and Karlsruhe in Germany. With the planned opening of the new Gothard base tunnel not that far away, we spend an evening on the old route at Wassen. Finally, we are off to Slovenia, in the first of a two-part visit to the main line south of Ljubljana, recently devastated in an ice storm on the 5th of February 2014. We begin in Austria, on the route north of Graz towards Bruck an der Mur, as we study trains along the valley of the River Mur between Mixnitz in the north and Stübing in the south. Our filming took place over the course of 3 days on the 2nd and 3rd of July 2013 and the 29th of September 2014. Our filming started in the north at Mixnitz as 1216-146 heads south with a mixed freight bound for Graz. In the foreground are the tracks of the industrial line that runs up to a sawmill at Weich Radex. Moments later, and 1216-146 is seen again, this time running through Mixnitz station. Local passenger services are operated largely by locomotive and coach formations, usually powered by Class 1142 or 1144 electrics. Arriving with the 1142 from Graz to Bruck an der Mur is 1144059. Trains on the industrial line run very infrequently, and you would be lucky to catch one. They run to a transfer terminal at Mixnitz. Number 1016035 heads north. (2068-055) heads a local freight towards Graz. Seen about a kilometre north of the town, this trainload of wood chippings is hauled by an unidentified Class 1116. Meanwhile, 2068-055 had called into the station and was undertaking some shunting into and out of the freight transfer terminal. We change dates now, and it is 0645 on Monday the 29th of September 2014, as diesel unit number 5022054 arrives forming the 0611 service from Graz to Bruck an der Mur. Number 1144125 has paused for the station stop, whilst forming the 0550 Mertruschlag to Graz. Some trains are in the hands of Class 1142s. This is number 621, about to leave with a service for Graz. The 0650 from Graz to Leoben is operated by Steiermarkbahn Class 4062, unit number 002. We now move to the station at Frohnleiten, as Class 2068 diesel number 041 departs with wagons loaded with wood products from a factory situated around 2 kilometres north of the town. The next station on our journey is here at Peggau. Heading north on the 3rd of July 2013 is 1144011, with a service for Bruck an der Mur. (4024-120) in advertising livery approaches the camera from the north with a train for Graz. (4062-002) is seen once more, this time having arrived from Ubelbach. It is seen running empty out of the station to change platforms. The Steiermark-Bahn has 3 of these units, plus 3 similar 5062 units for services on the Gleisdorf to Weiz line. An emergency closure of the line south of here meant that all southbound trains had to terminate. It included this train headed by 101095 on the 0615 from Salzburg to Graz. As the line remained closed, all passengers were forced to detrain and complete their journey to Graz by road coach. Extra help offered by our cameraman Julian Stanley was not in the end needed. Number 1144040 and 1142664 formed a special northbound stopping service for Bruck an der Mur. We now move to Stübing on the 29th of September 2014 as Class 4024 number 044 heads north whilst forming the 0905 service from Graz. Heading towards the camera is 1116160 with train EN 465 from Zurich to Graz. Number 1144283 is dead in tow on the rear. We now move to France as we take a look at some of the traction to be seen on the main line between Paris and Chartres. Our filming begins in the north at Le Perret, then to the west at Épernon, and finally not far from Chartres at Saint-Priest. We begin at Le Perret, which lies on the suburban network with services going to and from Rambouillet. Approaching the camera is reclassified BB7200 electric number 7609, one of a series that have been adapted to work push-pull suburban trains around Paris. Z26500 unit number 435 heads a train for Chartres. Sister unit number 436 forms the 1534 from Chartres to Paris-Montparnasse, seen here just to the west of Rambouillet. BB7275 rounds the curve whilst in charge of the 1706 Paris-Montparnasse to Le Mans. Trains to and from Le Mans are usually in the hands of Class BB7200s. There's not much freight to be seen on this line, with around 12 such services each day. Heading east is BB 26000 electric number 26106, seen just after 6 p.m. The BB8500 electric locos used on trains to and from Chartres are expected to be withdrawn in the coming months as new electric multiple units are delivered. Here number 8620 heads west with the 1724 from Montparnasse. At Saint-Priest, 8646 slows for the station stop with the 1809 from Paris. Finally, as the last rays of the sun reflect off its side, unit number 413 departs with the 1934 from Chartres to Montparnasse. In the north of Switzerland lies the 13-kilometre long narrow gauge Waldenburgerbahn, which runs from Liestal to Waldenburg. In this section we pay a visit to the line to sample the everyday activity that can be seen. We follow the line south, with our first stop at Bad Budendorf, then Talhaus, Holstein, Niederdorf, 2 locations in Oberdorf, before we end our journey at the terminus at Waldenburg. We begin just north of Bad Budendorf, as a pair of BDE44 units, numbers 12 and 15, head south with an early evening service for Waldenburg. This 750mm gauge line was constructed and opened in 1880, when it was then steam operated. Steam then finished when electric operation at 1500 volts DC began on the 26th of October 1953. The single-track line follows the main road all the way to Waldenburg, and is more like an electric tramway than a railway line proper. Heading north is unit number 14 with a service for Liestal. This unit is one of 4 units built for the line between 1985 and 1986. The nearby restaurant at Talhaus offers some good views of the line. Here unit number 12 arrives with a service for Liestal. When we saw this unit a couple of scenes back, it was with number 15, which was subsequently left at Waldenburg for overnight stabling. Near Holstein, unit number 16 heads north towards its next stop at Talhaus. Number 16 was delivered to the line in 1993, when it was part of a batch of 3. In total 7 units are used for services on this line. Approaching Oberdorf-Winkelweg station is unit number 12 once more. Note the driving trailer from unit number 11 on the front of the train. This is the centre of Oberdorf, as unit number 12 is seen returning with a service for Liestal. This is the line's terminus at Waldenburg, as unit number 16, with driving trailer from number 19, departs on the 26-minute journey to Liestal. The station area is used to store items of rolling stock, as well as units awaiting their next turn of duty. The shed accommodates 3 tracks for any maintenance requirements. Finally, number 14 returns from Liestal, as we say our goodbyes to this wonderful example of a Swiss narrow gauge railway. Germany is still one of the most popular countries in Europe to watch trains. In this section we take a look at one of the 2 main lines that connect Mannheim with Karlsruhe in the southwestern part of the country. The small town of Graben-Neudorf was our chosen location, which is situated about halfway between the 2 cities, as well as on a connecting route to Bruchsal. The distance between Mannheim and Karlsruhe via Graben-Neudorf is around 60 kilometres. We are located around 41 kilometres along the route, as 403028 and 403034 head south with the 0540 from Hanover to Karlsruhe. Ten minutes later, and it is the turn of 401062 to head south, forming the 0604 from Hamburg-Altona to Basel. 401079 is also seen heading north. The line is busy with ICE train sets, with 4 trains per hour as well as a small number of local-hauled intercity expresses. Here 403017 leads another classmate with the 0913 Basel to Essen. We are now to the north of the town, and 401082 heads south, forming the 0712 Kiel to Zurich ICE service. Heading north is 401088 with a 10 o'clock Zurich to Kiel. Local passenger services generally run at 1 per hour each way, although this can increase at certain times of the day. Most trains are formed of Class 425s. (403-003) leads this formation, the 1113 Basel to Dortmund. Heading south is MRCE Class 189 number 102, which was then being hired to SBB Cargo. The loco leads two Swiss Class 482s, numbers 000 and 003. Coming in from the Germersheim line, we see this Class 425 heading a stopping service via Bruchsal to Karlsruhe. Believe it or not, the line actually sees quite a lot of freight traffic, mostly intermodal to and from Switzerland and Italy. Heading north is 145016, a loco built by Adtrans and entered traffic with DB Cargo on the 13th of April 1999. Since 2007, 185152 has carried the K&S promotional livery. It is seen here heading a trainload of hopper wagons. 101-113 heads EN452, the 0744 Moscow to Paris sleeper. The train had taken just over 30 hours to reach this point in its journey, but was dead on time. We're now back just south of the town as 203-309 restarts its journey south after being looped to allow faster trains to pass by. Class 425s number 266 and 263 head south. This is an interesting combination. SBB Cargo 482028 on hire to HTRS Nederland leads Hector Rails 242502. Adding to the colour is RTS-owned Class 1216 number 902 on northbound tanks. This is one of 3 that belong to the company, which generally spot hires the locomotives out to other operators. This is 425120. The variety continues in the shape of Railpool's Class 186 number 108. Delivered in July 2009, the locomotive is currently on hire to BLS Cargo. Another Railpool loco, and again hired to BLS Cargo, heads north. The locomotive in question is 186103, one of the Siemens Trax F140 MS type. We are now around a kilometre further south on a convenient overbridge which spans the line. Heading north on Sunday the 1st of June 2014, we see Crossrail's 185580 at just before 20 to 7 in the evening. Number 580 was a loco we saw on a similar train just a couple of days before. Five minutes later, and it is the turn of 482023. Another gap of around 5 minutes saw DB's 185097 slowing for the signal as the trains began to back up. Around 8 freight trains were seen in just over an hour, and together with at least 8 passenger trains per hour, this line is quite busy. Delivered to Angel Trains Cargo in December 2006, number 185577 is currently hired to Crossrail and shares this duty with another member of the class. If you look into the far distance, you can just make out the end of 185097's freight disappearing around the corner. Finally, we see 185031 heading south with this mixed freight at just after 8:30. This line is well worth visiting if you are in the area, with its wealth of passenger and freight services operated by many different types of traction. The opening of the new Gothard base tunnel in 2016 will eliminate much of the rail-borne traffic that currently transits the old line as it rises up the valley sides to the 15-kilometre Gothard rail tunnel. In this section, we stop off for a 2-hour train watching session at the closed Varsen station on Wednesday the 4th of July 2014, basically just to document a typical evening's activity. And this is what we saw. We begin the proceedings with 11666 and 11334. On the rear is assisting locomotive number 11326. The time is 2 minutes past 5. We aren't going to talk over the rest of the trains, let's just sit back and watch the action unfold. Our final scene shows green liveried 11309 with 11363 and 11350 heading a northbound mixed freight. We'll call into Göschenen station in a future episode of European Railway. The devastating ice storm that hit parts of southern Slovenia in early February 2014 caused widespread destruction, with anything up to 4 inches of solid ice on every exposed object. The weight of the ice tore down overhead wires, and the main line between Borovnica and Prestanek was badly affected. One consequence of this storm was the immediate need to replace electric traction with diesel, so enter the Class 664. In the first of 2 parts, we look at these locos as they stand in for the usual electrics that normally ply this busy main line. The reconstruction of the overhead wires was expected to take at least 18 months, with May 2015 as the latest finishing date. At Prestanek, on Monday the 29th of September 2014, 664-108 approaches the camera before working a train north to Borovnica. The Class 664 were part of a fleet ordered by the then Yugoslavian State Railways, being built under licence from General Motors between 1972 and 1985. 20 locomotives were subsequently transferred to Slovenian Railways when Yugoslavia was broken up. The locomotives generally operate freight, but they can also be found on passenger turns, particularly between Pragersko and Hodoš. The widespread use of these locomotives on this line attracted many hundreds of enthusiasts to the area. Another class of diesel also used in the motive power emergency were Class 2016s. This pair work a set of empty container flats bound for the port of Koper. Sometimes more than one loco was involved in powering some of the trains, such as seen here, where 664118, 2016920 and 664102 head this container train for Borovnica. We now move a few kilometres north to the town of Postojna. In the distance you will see the forested areas on the hills, where the ice storm stripped a lot of the trees of their branches, causing severe disfigurement. You'll also note that there is nothing left of the overhead wires here. Such was the extent of the damage, reducing the infrastructure to scrap metal. Arriving from the north is 664105, with electric loco 342025 being dragged on the 1540 Ljubljana to Koper. Such was the level of noise emitted by the powering 664s that apparently Slovenian Railways apologised by letter to Lineside residents for the continued disturbance. Here 664-103 heads north with a trainload of iron ore. Later on that night, 2016-920 returns with loaded hoppers. In this view, 664-102 has dead electric number 363010 in tow. The Class 363 will take the train forward from Borovnica. Our final scene is of 664118, heading a mixed freight for Copa. We will be back for more Class 664 action in the next edition of European Railway. In the meantime, thank you for watching.